Good morning, Toby. Your favorite podcast. Now a YouTube show. Good morning, Toby.
Hello and welcome to Dopey, the podcast on drugs, addiction, and dumb shit, the YouTube version. And we have one of our favorite people on today. She is a phenomenon of YouTube, a TikTok magnate, an Instagram legend. She has movies coming out. She used to deal crystal meth, heroin, running with magazine crews. She's someplace at a secret location in Chicago. The one and only Jessica Kent. Welcome back to the show.
I'm so done with you.
What?
I think that you should do intros for like every single fucking YouTuber. Like they're so good every time.
Well, last time we had you on, you were starting the Invisalign treatment, and I know you're very, very vocal with all the moves. So give us an update.
Oh,
how's your teeth?
Like hell on earth. So if you want a snack, you have to rip plastic and shit out of your mouth. Then you can eat. Then you have to brush your teeth. It's like a whole thing that I don't want to do anymore.
Well, so how's it going though? What does the dentist say? Orthodontist.
Yeah, orthodontist, he says it's cool. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm just fucking hungry all the time, but I'm also lazy. So I used to like snack all day long because I work from home, and I just want a snack.
You just want a snack. So do you keep them out for a long time and eat your sugary cereals and such?
So I'm timed. I'm on like a timed schedule because I'm a neurotic. So I'll get up, eat breakfast quickly, and then drink some coffee. And in the morning, it's like longer than usual that I take them out because I like to sip coffee. Then put them right back in, have lunch. That's 15 minutes, brush, put them back in, dinner. So it's stupid. It's the
But you're
most.
pretty good. You're pretty good about it. It seems like you're on a good schedule. You don't want to fuck this up.
You don't. Like, if it didn't cost this much money, I would have quit weeks ago. Weeks ago.
You're invested.
Mm-hmm.
100%. All right. And I'm just curious, what do you put in your coffee?
I like just Dunkin' Donuts K-Pods and then French vanilla coffee with like 1 sugar.
All right. With the French vanilla creamer.
Huge cup, like as big as my head.
All right. Cup as big as your head, a little French vanilla and 1 sugar. Okay, I'm satisfied. Now, I love everything that you do. Your stories are crazy. Somebody's just commenting on Dopey Reddit. You got to get more drug dealers like Jessica Kent on the show. And rather than getting other drug dealers like Jessica Kent on the show, or should I say former drug dealers, we'll get you on, and we're doing a new little feature inspired by you, which is either going to be called Dopey Top 5 or Behind the Dope, where we get the most fucked up stories. What do you prefer? I'm taking it to Allie. Dopey Top 5 or Behind the Dope?
I like Behind the Dope. I think that's really cool.
That's 2-0. All right, here we go. So you've told a lot of fucked up stories in your day on Dopey, and of course, a million more on the Jessica Kent YouTube channel. So please go subscribe and like to that shit, because that's where it's at. So why don't you share some horrible shenanigans you got into in your former life?
Oh, man. So you're in New York, and for whatever reason, I really want to tell like a Greyhound Bus story. So a lot of people ask me, like, how did you find connections? Like, how did you find people that would sell you drugs? Like, you looked like you were 10. Like, you looked like you ditched class as a 10-year-old and, like, maybe you're a runaway. Like, I don't know, bro. People didn't give a shit. Like, if you had money, no one cared. So I was on the run from either, like, a man or, like, some charges or something. I think I was like 18 or 19 years old, and I'm like, man, I just lost everything. I lost my connect, I lost my place, like I lost everything, and I have to go on the run. Maybe it was the first time I joined magazine crew. I'm not sure. No, that couldn't have been it because I was by myself. Who fucking knows? Don't do drugs. But I was by myself on this Greyhound bus, and I know that like it's coming. Like I'm about to be sick, and this was not.
Hold up 1 sec. So you're saying you had a habit, you get on the bus, and you don't have any heroin. So when she says, and I'm just telling Howie this because he doesn't understand what you're talking about. When you're a heroin addict and you run out of heroin, you're going to go into withdrawal. So that's where we are. I'm just helping you out here, just a little bit.
Yeah. I'm about to go through withdrawals, and I have had so much time on Greyhound buses, like all across the country, from New York to Colorado, Colorado to Connecticut, Kansas, to like West Virginia. Like I have been on this fucking Greyhound tour of America, basically, over the years. So for whatever reason, I'm on this bus, and I don't even know where I'm going. I don't remember that, but I'm in the back of this bus, and I'm like, I'm about to go through withdrawals on a fucking Greyhound bus. But there's like a porta potty in the bus, so we're good. It's okay. And I look over the seat, like right next to me. There's this guy. He's just sitting there, and he kind of keeps looking over at me, which makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, why the fuck is he staring at me? So I'm just like over and over again, like what? And it just started to make me like weird and insecure and like violent. Like, stop staring at me, dude. Like, I'm sweating probably. I'm uncomfortable. Like, I just want to put my hoodie on and I don't want anyone to fuck with me. Well, he looks over one final time and he goes, "What are you into?" I'm like, what does that mean? What am I into? Stop.
Wait, how old were you?
Maybe 19.
Okay. And how old did he seem?
A few years older than me, but not that old.
Okay.
I'm like,
what are you into?
What are you into? And I'm thinking, like, what does that mean? Is that like sexual? Like, what do you mean? So I'm like, what are you on? What do you take? I'm like, dude, like, you don't even want to know all the shit that I do. Like, I'm fucked up. Okay, so like, go to sleep and enjoy your ride. It's like dark. And he's like trying to help me without saying, like, I have drugs, you fucking bitch, and I can help you. So I'm just like sketched out, and he's kind of sketched out, not trying to say like, I have drugs and you are fucking sick. Like, I can see it.
He sensed it. He knew you were sick. He totally could tell. You could tell, especially if you're holding and you're using.
Yeah, because you're uncomfortable and you're like this, and you're just like, oh, you can't get comfortable to save your life, and you're like going from like hoodie to no hoodie to like, you can tell. All I want to do is get in a comfortable position and like die,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So he eventually like slides over into my seat. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? He's like, look, I got some dog food or whatever he said. Just, if you have money, that's cool. If you don't, let me just help you out. And I had never in my life had somebody be kind to me in that way. Like, people didn't cut me deals like that. I had to come correct. I had to pay for every single thing that I had, and it was a big deal. And we were in the back, like the back seat of this bus, and I had a rig because I always had it, even if I didn't have anything. I got cottons. Like, I'm going to figure out a way to like not be as sick as possible, right? And with this complete stranger on my side, I shot up whatever he said this was. You couldn't test it back then. And I shot up on this Greyhound bus going to who even fucking knows where, with this complete stranger. And like, I even remember his name. I don't want to say it, but it was very like uncomfortable.
Wait. You remember his whole name or just his first name?
I remember his first name, and I'll tell you why in a second. But it was just so uncomfortable. Like, the bathroom is right by where I am because I'm in the back of the bus. So I'm thinking, like, I have to hurry up and get this done. We used the cap to a water bottle and like a book maybe or something else. I'm not exactly sure, but the bus is going down a highway. Like, it is not an easy thing to shoot up on a Greyhound bus going down a freaking highway, especially with a stranger right here, like right here, like watching this whole process. And I'm uncomfortable that this is happening, but like, I'm so sick, I don't care, really. I'm just aware of like, this is fucking weird. This is weird. And the bus is like, like this, So I get done doing that and I feel better. Definitely was not high, but it took the edge off. And we closed up all that stuff, probably dropped some shit, made some noise. Someone probably knew what was going on. And I got his phone number, And the next time that I was going through Port Authority, I called him and he actually connected me to a couple different people in Shirley, New Jersey, where I scored a couple of times, like packages. So
I think I would have been so fucking excited if that had happened. Like, I would have been so excited. Like, whenever I thought it was over and then it wasn't over, I was like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. Do you remember where the bus took you? Like, did you wind up getting sick ultimately, or did you have another hookup?
I have no memory of it. I must have been going back to magazine crew. So it's maybe South Carolina, something like that. But when I would return to magazine crew, my boss would make me detox because weed was cool, alcohol sometimes okay, heroin not okay. And I had a lot of chances with my boss. I had a lot of leeway. You know, I was a queen bitch on this magazine crew, and he tried. He tried several times to try to get me sober and have me have a crew under me so that I was successful and like off of drugs and out of New York. I just wasn't with the fucking program.
Now,
I
hold
wasn't.
on. Now, listen, you've explained this to me before, but I'm so stupid. I still don't understand what a magazine crew or what the queen bitch of a magazine crew is. So just, if I'm the only person, forgive me, Dopey Nation, whoever in YouTube is watching, just break it down one more time, because I have my own inability to learn sometimes.
You're not stupid. It's just so confusing. So the magazine crew was a group of kids, 50 kids, 18 to 25, and they all go door to door and travel the country selling subscriptions to magazines. So like ESPN, Maxim, Hustler, whatever. And yeah, so you get promoted in this crew. And
Do people actually get the magazines?
yeah, yep.
So there's no scam. It's like a weird job. What's the scam?
So there are crews that are complete scams and you won't get your magazines. Like that has happened before. I have, on a couple occasions been with people that would steal orders, so like some people probably didn't get magazines.
I think it's amazing the way we have a story, right? And your story happens to have this magazine crew thing. So, like, for the rest of your life, you're going to be explaining what a magazine crew is. And there's never going to be a magazine crew again because of computers and subscriptions and digital magazines. And it's like, isn't that funny how, like, one detail that existed crystallizes forever in your story, and it's so specific. I think it's cool.
It was a really cool experience. I might not have liked working as hard as they wanted me to work, and I wasn't about the program, and like I didn't want to have a crew of my own. It just wasn't for me. A lot of people have like traumatic experiences on these crews, and a lot of people link up with bad people and they have horrifying stories about it. That wasn't the case for me. I was with a group of really good people that I'm still friends with today, and we have this crazy ass story. I traveled the country, made money. People gave a fuck enough about me to try to get me sober, so I'm grateful that I actually got on a Greyhound bus one day and went to this crazy ass weird magazine crew.
Yeah, it's a cool adventure. But the irony is you were like, I don't want to start a magazine crew. I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to start a meth crew and deal meth in Arkansas instead. I don't want to have a nice legal situation. I just want to have my meth minions in Arkansas. But
Well, really in Arkansas, I just wanted to eat and do free drugs. I wasn't like a kingpin selling meth. I was just trying to get by.
wow. Your stories are always amazing to hear. I love the sick junkie on the bus, the damsel in distress. Now, let me ask you this. Did he make any moves on you?
I'm so glad you said that because I would have hung up and I would have been mad that I didn't say it because people are like automatically assume that it was that kind of thing. He never hit on me or was weird or like never made me feel uncomfortable in that way. And we linked up several times. I bought drugs from him several times. I I even have a picture of us together because I made him bring my childhood friend, I call her my sister. I made him be a tour guide for us one day. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, dude, I'll pay you $500 so that she thinks I'm coming down here to like, hang out in the city and be cool and not a fucking drug dealer, dude. So you want me all day to spend time with this bitch and I'm not supposed to use drugs or talk about drugs? I'm like, no, just be normal. Just be normal.
See, I think that's a great concept for like a romantic comedy movie. Like where you're like, I need you to take me and my friend around the city today and pretend that we're having fun, and then you fall in love. Like that would be the movie.
Yeah,
You know?
he never hit on me. I was obviously not his type, but he was always really annoyed with me. Like I just
Nice.
had, so he's like, all right, fine. It's cool. Just come on. Make sure you catch the train because there's no fucking train out to Jersey after like whatever it was, 3 a.m. or something. So he was kind of shitty, but helped me in the same way. So I'm sure people will describe the old me in that way. Like I was kind of nice and I'd help you out, but I was also kind of an asshole, like
Sure.
grumpy person. So
Well, I think that's what we're all like when we're active. You know, some of us are nicer than others, but I think you've cemented the title. This is going to be called Behind the Dope. So thank you, Jessica, for coming through on Behind the Dope. Stay strong, Dopey Nation, and fucking toodles for Chris.
toodles for Chris.
I'm face down on the floor.